Moving up and down again, there's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. I'm David.
And I'm Tommy.
We have probably a little short episode for you today, but probably a very important episode for most of you.
Pivotal.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are aware of the topic that we have at hand for you today. We're talking direct energy weapons. And for the longest time, this was pure tinfoil hat bread and butter.
Cartoons.
Yeah.
Cartoon villains.
Yeah, like you were crazy if you were talking about direct energy weapons. This is sci-fi, this is TV, this is something you made up. You know, this is not something anybody ever took seriously. And, you know, this day and age, we have a lot to show you that this is something to be taken seriously.
Yeah. It's even been publicly, officially stated now. There's been guys on the news that are military officials, like whistleblowers, and then you've got even there was a news segment that was done talking about a certain town and how they were having voices in their heads, and they were all sharing a similar type of attack mentally with direct energy weapons, voice to skull technology.
Right. So first, I guess we should clarify what a direct energy weapon is, because like you said before the episode, Tommy, our belief, our categorization of directed energy weapon or direct energy weapon, like this is a broad scope of things that fall under that umbrella term. So yeah, it does get kind of woo-woo with like what exists and what doesn't exist on paper, you know, on the news, what we know in the given narrative. You know, some of it's been given to us. Some of it is still just theory. All of it is like credibly backed. There is reason to think that these things could exist. But there are different kinds of directed energy weapons, and we're going to go through that and the effects of them, you know, the causes that they wreak.
And where we may have possibly seen them happening and being used and implemented.
Right. You know, the first time I ever heard of a direct energy weapon was probably, you know, sci-fi, of course. Yeah. But like real life was California wildfires. Like, probably 8-10 years ago that was now.
It was a while ago.
How long ago is that now?
No, it wasn't that long. Maybe. It was like 6 years ago, maybe? Something around there.
I'm really bad with time. But
it was right around COVID stuff.
Even then, it was like, no, that's not real. But you could go and find CIA documentation, military documentation of these basically high-powered lasers.
Yep. That
you could start fires with. And so everybody's like, what if somebody had a high-powered laser and they were just able to burn down this high-value property? And coincidentally, none of these insurance companies are paying out for the fires. Everybody's losing their property. They all have to relocate. And then also, coincidentally, the government, the state government, the national government and the state government already have plans to fund rebuilding the area into smart cities. Development's already planned. You see, what's his name there? I forget. I hate him so much. Newsom. You see Newsom dancing on the news talking about, we've got developers already talking about what he was so excited that people lost their fucking homes.
Down in Hawaii, you had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward. And
like piece of shit. So and people want to think that it's crazy, but we got to find videos and shit. I'm going to plug, I don't have anything on hand. I'm going to plug a video right here of military drones that have direct energy weapons on the front, and the purpose of which is to just shoot a high-powered laser to start incendiary fires in enemy territory.
Boeing YAL-1 Airborne Laser Testbed, or Airborne Laser Weapons System, was a megawatt-class chemical oxygen iodine laser mounted inside a modified military Boeing 747. It was primarily designed as a missile defense system to destroy tactical ballistic missiles while in boost phase. The aircraft was designated YA-1 Lyra in 2004 by the U.S. Department of Defense. The YAL-1 with a low-power laser was tested in flight at an airborne target in 2007. A high-energy laser was used to intercept a test target in January 2010, and the following month successfully destroyed 2 test missiles.
I think that a example too of maybe for some of the older audience that we might have, more boomerish, there was the discussion back during the Cold War of the United States launching satellites up into orbit and using lasers to stop nukes. That was an idea that was proposed, and it was the Star Wars program. Happened right after Star Wars started coming out, and
That's so funny.
People seeing that. I believe it might have been Reagan that was under. And the Star Wars program was apparently, it didn't happen, or at least it phased out of the public talks forever, for a very long time. And I'm pretty sure that recently there was some talk about it being legit and that it was actually tested in orbit. They were testing lasers in orbit to use for defense, swatting down missiles. I think that's an example right there that people might not even really know that these things are directed energy weapons like lasers. I mean, civilians do have lasers. We have little, even some burning lasers.
Some civilians have some crazy fucking lasers. You go on YouTube and just look up some of these laser kids. These laser kids are crazy. They just
they're nuts.
Start making high-powered military shit in their basement, ready to burn down the neighborhood.
I've seen a kid that had one on a turret. He had a high-powered laser on a turret. And I think he was trying to automate it, but I'm pretty sure that breaks like Geneva Convention type shit. It breaks some type of laws where you can't have like an automated killing device on your property.
So all you have to do is Google direct energy weapon, and Google's AI will tell you that current applications for direct energy weapons is space assist. Space Force globally increases monitoring and hardening of satellites to aid against space-based and ground-to-orbit direct energy weapon systems that could temporarily blind or permanently damage orbital optics. So they're trying to prevent direct energy weapons from taking out their satellites, and they're trying to use direct energy weapons back to the Earth for their benefit. You also have air and missile defense systems. So this is a thing. It's called Thor. Tactic high power microwave that is used to take out incoming missiles. So, that's just one use. We also have CIA documentation going back even further than these wildfires that we want to blame on the direct energy weapons. Who knows who would have been burning down California or Hawaii. But, the CIA... I always forget all these. I get all the projects mixed up.
Yeah, there's a lot of
there's a lot of CIA projects, but
there's a lot of spook shit going on.
I'll put it right here. They test very much on the United States population, and one of these tests is voice to skull technology. Manipulation, driving people crazy with radio waves, microwaves. Any sort of wave, anything we can beam into your head and make you believe.
Yeah, and like people have a hard time with the voice to skull stuff because they're like, "What are you going to start beaming voices into my head?" Like,
right?
Yeah, right. It's actually extremely easy to do that. It's way more easy than people realize. There's like a soft version of the idea in bone conducting headphones.
Right.
You have bone conduction audio, which is a very real thing. You can have it doesn't go in your ear like traditional headphones, and it doesn't have any outward speakers. It just uses vibration against your bones in your head, and those vibrations reach your inner ear, and you hear a voice inside your head. You hear your audio inside your head.
Yeah.
There was another one I saw that's like a plastic popsicle that you put in your mouth, and it just touches your teeth. It rests up against your teeth, and you will hear a song. You'll hear a song playing. That's a very low level idea of how this could be possible. But with directed energy weapons, there are so many ways that these things can affect materials, tissues, like just atoms on an atomic level. That what they do to materials,
atoms on an atomic
chemistry
level.
at far. It's crazy stuff.
So
They could create vibrations in your head
yes,
that would generate voices.
the microwave auditory effect was discovered in 1960. They call it the Frey effect because it was discovered by Alan Frey. Now, he discovered that with modulation, signals could be picked up through microwaves. Now, the human auditory cortex is bypassed completely, and it goes right to the eardrums.
Ooh. So it doesn't have to conduct anything else other than just directly going to that flap. Because what's your eardrum, dog?
Or no,
It's a
sorry.
flap.
I had that backwards. It completely bypasses the eardrums and goes right into your auditory cortex. After I read that, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Into the brain.
Yeah. So you don't need to
So
hear
it's not
anything.
Or
Right.
vibrating anything.
Right.
That's
So
insane.
imagine that this was discovered by the military, no less, in the 1960s. And they're just like, nah, we're not going to do anything with that. That's 65 years ago now. So think about what we're saying. We're always like, 50 years.
Yeah.
They probably put millions.
It's even further ahead, too.
Imagine they put millions of dollars into that for 15 years. And now, 1970, which would have been 50 years ago, they've got full knowledge and capability with their voice-to-skull technology. And they've just been using it on us since 1975.
That's where this targeted individual, like, whole segment of conspiracy now. Right. And a lot of people call them insane because they sound insane. And some of them probably are.
Right.
Like, not even lying. If you go into any of these, like, chat threads that are, like,
it's too coincidental.
It's nuts.
I wouldn't say too coincidental. It's sadly coincidental that, like, all these mentally ill people, all these drug addicts, the homeless, these vagabonds of society, those are the people where they're like, I hear voices in my head. They're talking to me. The government's messing with me. And, like, maybe, but like
there might, like, if I can't even discount it anymore, right?
Right. Who are because like they've always got a story where it's like, I could have been something special and the government fucked with me and now I'm here. Like I've heard so many, like, talk to homeless people, man. They got some stories.
They've got stories.
But that's a common story. I've heard it multiple times where it's like I have credentials, I'm an important person. I could have done something, but they messed with me too much because I wasn't falling in line. And now I hear voices and shit. And
they have a team.
Yeah.
They have a team after you. And that's I think where a lot of people kind of get thrown off by it. And
they're like, that's too crazy. I can't believe that. And
that there's a dedicated team on you. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah. I think out of maybe every, let's say, 100 crazy people that are talking like that, maybe like 2 or 3 are legit.
Like, very legit. Like, they have an active like team that's after them, like trying to hush them up or drive them insane. Or
look at Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown. Orlando Bloom was the elf in Lord of the Rings.
Legolas.
Orlando Brown. That's So Raven's buddy in That's So Raven.
Oh.
He's going off the fucking bandwagon, right? He's straight up like institutional. Dude's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
I think he's somebody that has been made crazy as fuck because he knows shit and he doesn't want to fall in line. So they make him crazy as fuck so that nobody takes him seriously. Yeah, they do that constantly. You see that with
nuts
over and over again. So poor Britney.
It's really not that far-fetched is really the thing that I because we don't really know. How can you really know? That's the thing that sucks with some of these is getting hard proof about some of the level of this conspiracy. How far does it go? Like targeted individuals wise. Having proof of that is pretty tough. Now there is some compelling information out there and like video and testimony that if you do dive into this area of inquiry, you will find some crazy stuff that will point you in the direction that, yes, things like this are happening. But getting any like true play-by-play is something that we're just really not going to get. And you kind of do have to end up speculating a little bit about. But it's not far-fetched at all. If you can think of something that these guys could be doing, like very highly organized, highly funded people that have a chip on their shoulder with some crazy geek tech that their family's been funding for decades. Like, you think they're not driving around in a van like beaming people with some fucking microwaves? Like, I definitely think they are, dude.
I saw a video.
It's like a fun Sunday for them.
I saw a video that was like, this is what China's done with 30, like the U.S. debt is like $37 trillion, $32 trillion, whatever. They're like, this is the U.S. debt. This is what China's done with $32 trillion, and it shows you all the amazing accomplishments of China. And so they're like, oh, and imagine what the U.S. could have done if they weren't just dumping it into the military and their corrupt politicians and blah, 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 blah. But it's like...
that is where they've been dumping it.
No, but like, they can't, like... they're dumping it into the market. They're dumping it into their politicians. That's not showing, you know, that money isn't going anywhere that's showing, right?
Yeah.
It has to be going into something secret, right? Like, where's all that money going? Into gigantic underground bunkers for billionaires, into research and technology and development of this sort of thing, directed energy weapons and mind to skull technology and how to control the population and how to get rid of the population. And what's crazy is you look at China and you still see that. You see all the crazy things they've accomplished, and they have their population totally subservient.
Yeah, it's because of the sectors that they've dove into with it. Plus, they steal a lot of shit, too, from us. Yeah. So they have... corporate espionage is such a truly real thing. Yeah. It's crazy. You'll have just people coming over and stealing intellectual property. Like, that's their entire scheme coming over here, is just to get into a place because they're super smart and steal designs and give them back to their country. Doesn't just have to be China, but China is a huge proponent of this. They've been fleecing intellectual property from corporate America for the longest time now. Like, crazy, documented.
Oh, yeah. So the voice to skull stuff is mentioned mostly when talking about stuff like Havana syndrome. And so Havana syndrome is like a neurological illness. It's recognized where the victim, let's say, experiences auditory anomalies, and we've had people like U.S. diplomats, spies experience such a thing, and they feel strange sensations, hear high-pitched noises, and scientists and medical officials have like studied and researched this. They've given it this name, Havana syndrome. And
it's
investigation.
The name of it comes from a cluster of unexplained incidences in late 2016 among U.S. and Canadian embassy staff in
All right,
Havana, Cuba.
Hold
so
on,
that
cover that more in a second. So the scientists and the medics are all saying that this is the studies, their findings all point to directed energy, like microwave radiation, causing the brain network disorders rather than
that was going
intentional
on,
voice transmission.
Yeah.
So it's like microwave beaming. It's like radio wave beaming. It's like some sort of high energy directed weapon beaming. Not just like, oh, we're going to shoot some noise at you. Though that is a thing too. We'll talk about that later too. But please explain the Havana thing, because I know nothing about the Havana thing.
Yeah, there was an embassy in Havana, Cuba, that for a while, a bunch of the staff there were talking. Actually, not all the staff. This is a huge part. It was only the United States and the Canadian staff in the embassy that were receiving very odd illness type symptoms that were just strange, and to the point where they were feeling crazy about it. They were going to doctors. Doctors couldn't explain what was going on, and pretty much it was dismissed, but it was very persistent, and they all were talking about the same type of symptoms. And eventually this broke into the media. When this happened, I remember this breaking out into the media, and they coined the term Havana syndrome, talking about this set of symptoms that these people in Havana, these embassy members, felt. And a lot of conspiracy theorists from that point, they knew immediately that this was pretty much on par with directed energy weapon type deployment and effects. The Havana syndrome thing, I'm pretty sure that they have come out talking about that being I believe a Russian directed energy weapon testing is what I think that they're coining it as. But they did talk about a machine that could fit within a van or a suitcase. There was a suitcase-sized one that the Russians had created and that they were using. You could be a couple rooms away from whoever you're targeting. You point that in the direction of them, and you turn it on. And it just beams them through the walls even with microwave radiation. And what does that do to people, right? Like it's frying you. And it's sending your brain too into like crazy states. It's misfiring. You could have hallucinations. You can have flu-like symptoms. You can have burns.
Right.
Crazy shit.
Just imagine if you yourself at home had just this really high-pitched noise in your head all the time. It just never went away. Eventually, it got louder and louder and louder until, it's going to drive you nuts. After days and days and days, weeks, you're not going to get used to it because it's going to get louder and louder, higher and higher pitch. It's going to start vibrating and drumming in your head. It's going to start hurting. You're going to tell people, they're not going to know what you're talking about. Nobody else is going to hear it. You're going to go to the doctor. The doctor isn't going to find anything. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go mad.
You're going to go nuts. Truly. It drives some people to offend themselves. I mean, this is another layer to the conspiracy with directed energy weapons, is this idea of this voice to skull stuff is really insane too when paired with this level of torture, because you can synergistically use this weapon system for all sorts of desired outcomes. Right. And I mean, the list is almost endless. That's something that I kind of wanted to touch on too in the beginning, is like,
what could you do with
these weapons are pretty much a phase of like godlike power.
Right.
That I feel the elite, or at least the governments of the world, people who are pushing for ultimate power, you're looking for godlike power. AI is one of those things.
Right.
Because it gives you omnipotence, really. But then you get this direct energy weapons, like physical smiteability,
Right.
or even talking into people's heads, or
Right.
having you could make someone blow up like on spot if you hit them with two perfect beams, and it agitates the atoms and ignites the water in your body
Yeah.
like a microwave does. You could literally explode somebody.
Because we're not just talking like laser beams from satellites or
Not laser beams.
or radio waves from a tower. You know, it's like this whole network of things that are now integrated into our life. Look up how many satellites are in our sky. Look up how many 5G towers are around you. Every
5G,
single person's house has a 5G thing strapped into their meters now because the power
your
grid.
phones.
Yeah, your phones. Like it's just all around you. We're living in the grid now. Every single one of these things could be utilized to implement this sort of direct energy weapon. And then again, it's not just a laser beam. This thing can travel miles. It could be any singular spot, any exact spot instantaneously. And we're not just talking about frying. When that is an option, you could just fry things. You could start fires, but you could also drive people crazy. You could just make them latent. You can make them more productive. You could take a whole community and make them more productive, less productive. You could make them sick. You could make them crazy. You could make them angry and agitated and want to fight. You could make them do anything you want.
Endless possibilities. It truly is.
You could affect the nature. You could affect the weather.
Yes.
You could probably affect the tides. You could affect the acidity or salinity of the water.
There was this guy who was on the Sean Ryan show. It's one of his most popular
The hacker
podcast
kid?
episodes. No, he was a janitor, but also like something else for like the Antarctic
The
station.
firefighter chief.
Yes, firefighter.
Yeah,
but he was like also a janitor too. He had like access to
he was
all of these different things.
He was the head of fire safety, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a system known as ELF, extra low frequency. It's also a massive antenna that's embedded in the ice there. When I arrived to the facility as a tradesman and firefighter, I was read into how everything worked because I needed for the safety of my crew to be able to battle fires and engage things appropriately. And at the onset, I was told that the ELF system is off. It's defunct. It's disabled. It is just sitting dead in the ice. But through my need to make an additional repair on something else and tracing back to a sub panel, I was finding the circuit that I needed to lock out, tag out, and do all the safe repairs. But then I noticed that this other breaker that was supposed to be off was in the on position, and it was listed as the ELF. And I ran it up my chain. I said, "What's going on here?" I said, "This is supposed to be off. I was told it's off now." And I was just given a hard, "It's on." And that was the end of my need to know. They didn't want to tell me anything else. You have identified the circuit that you need to work on. You have been informed that you can safely do your job. Carry on. So I did my job. I made the repair that I needed to on the circuit next to the circuit that I was now informed is duly on and operating. So the ELF is up and running, and that, again, is a multifaceted directed energy weapons platform.
Do you have pictures of any of this stuff?
I have a lot of pictures of me in these facilities. They mostly just prove my presence.
If you hand those over, I'll display them on screen right now. If I can get them.
I can get you pictures before you present this to the world.
I would appreciate that.
He attributed a New Zealand earthquake, an earthquake that happened in New Zealand, to this antenna array that's buried in the ice in Antarctica. And that is literally something that so many people think is insane.
Yeah.
But when you start understanding systems and like how much energy you can pump through these antennas and project frequency, and when what can you do with frequencies? You can tune them. You can change the millimeter wavelength, and that interacts with different materials in different ways. It can heat them up, it can cool it down, it can do all sorts of shit. And when you have such powerful antenna arrays, you can pinpoint, like within a human hair's area, like miles and miles and miles away. You can pinpoint a layer under the earth, a mile and a half down at a major fault line, and create disturbance and create earthquakes from antenna arrays. This is the thing that's hard for people to equate, because they're like, that doesn't sound like anything that would be able to do that. What? I mean, we have radio waves around us all the time. Yeah, they're pumped out at a certain decibel. They're pumped out with a certain power behind it. But what happens when you amplify that power and you turn multiple arrays at the same point? HARP is what happens. High Atmospheric Auroral Research Project, HARP, based in Alaska. And that antenna array has been a long-standing conspiracy topic, focal point for the discussion on direct energy weapons. There's a massive antenna array up there, and it can create the aurora borealis.
Yeah.
Just by being turned on.
We had auroras last year that everybody was saying was fake.
Dude, yes, good freaking memory, dude. Because that is, I remember that happening and being like, bro, we are being bombarded right now.
Because they're like
hardcore.
Oh, look up for the aurora borealis in upstate New York. And I was like, what? No, we never in our whole entire lives in the history forever. Like, we don't see the aurora borealis in upstate New York. What are they fucking shooting into our skies? It was
official narrative.
It didn't look like an aurora either. Like, you know what the aurora borealis looks like. It just was red. It was like hazy red.
Yeah. Dude, how creepy is that, right?
Yeah.
You get
just
blood
evil up the sky.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh. Dude, the level of ability these things have is nuts, dude. It's kind of fun to.
And what you were saying
on.
about I'm throwing in the video here, by the way, the fireman. I don't want to forget.
Yes. John Ryan.
Yep. But that made me think of the black spot that came out of Antarctica too.
Yes, Leviathan.
Yeah. Like, that could have been direct energy weapons. So then on top of everything I listed before, you got earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis. Maybe if space isn't fake and gay, you got meteors.
Yep.
Redirect a fucking meteor our way.
Or bounce it away, dude. You could literally have an antenna array that applies proper stimulus on a frickin' meteor that's hurtling towards us, pinpoint it and frickin' track it and move its trajectory just slightly, so it stays away from Earth. You could use it to completely shield Earth. What they try to say too, like astrologers, they try to say that the Earth's magnetic field is what keeps us safe from a lot of projectiles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's just what electromagnetic energy.
Right.
If you freaking pinpoint that shit, I mean, we could have a shield protecting us hurtling through space if you believe in such a thing.
Well, certainly by now we ought to be able to have what Nikola Tesla was talking about forever ago, which is just, pump the air full of latent energy that could then be siphoned out by anybody ever, anywhere, and just have free energy from the atmosphere. Because it's already charged. The atmosphere is full of ether. They just don't want you to believe in the ether anymore. So, no, we can't charge the atmosphere so everybody could have free energy.
That's what a lot of people speculate with the pyramids, that they were part of a grid from this ancient Atlantean-esque mega civilization.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up, was like, it seems like the ancients had their own idea of direct energy weapons. And probably a more positive one, because you see all the temples, chapels, all these ancient structures are built in a way that they're like harmonic resonators. And it's more than just a spiritual place of healing, because when you go in there and you play the organ or you play your instruments or you sing your choir, and that whole place is just vibrating and resonating at a certain frequency, everybody is physically healed, because those vibrations have an effect on us that I'm no fucking scientist. I couldn't tell you what's happening, but we heal people with vibrations today. Like, it's not crazy to think that the ancients knew how to somehow. And then
not even close to being crazy. I think that's really where it was at. They have intimate knowledge in their architecture of cymatics. It is provable, like legitimately provable, that they were in stoning. They were creating solid cymatics.
Right.
It's in their architecture.
Yeah.
Set in stone.
And then you've got, like, the pyramid. We just recently found the giant structure under the pyramid that, like, to me looks exactly like what this firefighter is saying this gigantic antenna array is under the ice. Like, it looks exactly the same.
Dude, the pyramids have crazy implications for schizos.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
But it leads me back to God, and maybe I should save that for later, but you know, God is the Word, and the Word is vibration. So they're just trying to mimic God and harness the vibration that is the quintessential factor of this realm that we live in. Everything's like a manifestation of different vibration. So if you could just direct the vibration, and like, what is heat and lasers, but just like the right kind of vibration too. Like, it's all just this direct energy weapon shit. It's all just vibrations.
Yep. And that's what Tesla was talking about, man. He is the granddaddy of all the modern, really, like, the grid that's being implemented on us. Is really a brainchild from Nikola Tesla, man. He had the whole thing down, and he was a genius with it.
Yeah.
He was doing the death ray, right? The media at the time coined his I think it's Teleforce, I think is what it was called. It's his earliest idea for a directed energy weapon that would agitate particles, and you would be able to shoot those particles out of a vacuum chamber somehow by hitting them with energy. And it would shoot these particles out, and you can hit something with it. So it was kind of a weapon.
Right.
And the media called it a death ray. He wanted to call it a peace ray. That's what wanted to call it. But basically, that's like the first particle weapon, really.
Right.
That's really what that is. It's a particle weapon.
And guess who ended up with all of Tesla's research?
Yeah, man.
Donald Trump's
That's
uncle.
kind of where I was going. Yeah.
sorry to steal the fucking limelight there.
No, dude, that's good though, right? Like, that's nuts. And who do we have now doing the Golden Dome shit, right? Like, there's a whole crazy behind the scenes, like, rollout happening as we speak that I don't even know if we're going to know in 50 years. I don't even know if we're going to be around in 50 years to know about what the hell was going on right now. But there's crazy shit going on right now.
Right. So with the building of all these data centers, there is also a gigantic growth in just energy infrastructure. Like in my town, there's a power plant, and they're looking a nuclear power plant. They're looking to build another one right next to it now.
Yeah, that's insane.
To supply the nearby data center.
Yeah, man.
So like that's going to be happening everywhere. They're just going to be doubling, tripling the energy infrastructure. And with all of that extra energy and knowledge and power from the data centers, what do you think is going to happen with just the direct energy weapons that they're willing to tell us that they have today? You know, like
I think that we're going to have an
more and
energy
more
breakthrough. I really do. I think there's going to be an energy breakthrough that is going to have to happen because the way that this is rolling out with this huge energy grid revamp or AI for data centers.
You think they're just going to be like, we got to release the free 0 point energy because...
Something like that. I don't think it's going to be the free 0 point energy. It might be something akin to fusion. It might be something close to fusion. Or, I don't know. I think that they already have that kind of...
I never understood fusion because it seemed the same to me. Like, once you did it, it was just infinite energy forever. What's the difference?
Yeah, it kind of is. It's like being able to have like a mini sun. You have like a mini sun that if you're able to control, it does pump out a shit ton of power.
Right.
That kind of is more than you're using to generate it. Which, I mean, yeah, it's like it is pretty much free energy. But I don't know. I feel like that it's something they've already built the scaffolding for. Because they've soft launched it for the longest time now. There's a whole branch of physics dedicated to it. Like me and you went into that shit a little bit one night, trying to do some research for a potential future plasma episode. But plasma and that whole idea is what got us onto that fusion thing. And I mean, they have that out there. It's out there that they're trying to research it.
Yeah.
And the idea that I was thinking about is with this rollout, they've known about this for a long time. This has always been the goal, is to get AI and then roll it out for pretty much a control structure, right? A control grid. But they're doing it before this energy breakthrough has hit the public. So basically they're rushing the timetable on having the proper infrastructure to roll this out that would be efficient. And so it's going to be highly inefficient. And they're putting all this money into it. And we're going to have all these shitty power plants that are going to be old world, pretty much technology. And they're going to need to develop better energy plants. So I think that it's going to really kind of pressure them to bring out a different energy source or have a breakthrough in the energy sector. And I think that would be highly likely in an ideal world, but I think that they're trying to end the world.
Right.
At a certain degree.
So it's like very much like that show Fallout. When you figure out the 0 point energy, the fusion, the end all be all, you don't just introduce it to the world. That's when you destroy the world, and then once everybody's gone, then you can start over with the new perfect energy source.
Yep. That's it, man. That's really where I was heading with the idea too, in like my personal idea of what they would want to do.
And then
they'd want to kill everybody first, wipe the slate clean,
yep,
and then start the new super civilization with all the best tech, all the efficiency, all the good shit that they're hoarding for themselves right now. All of us are out here fucking starving pretty much compared to them.
And then maybe instead of just nuclear bombs, nuclear war, it would be all these nuclear power plants melting down, toxifying the world.
Yeah.
But back to the direct energy weapons instead of nuclear weapons.
They all kind of bleed together. They're all freaking doomsday level shit.
Yeah.
Except this stuff can be more covert. This is like your intelligence agencies having crazy ability to mess with things on a very minute level.
Right.
Weapons of like secret mass destruction.
We didn't even talk about like the auditory level. So
yes,
we just saw with the attack in Venezuela when we went to kidnap their president. What did they call it?
It's an ultrasonic weapon that they deployed, but I forget what they called it.
It was like Bulldog or something. I don't remember. But yeah, the Venezuelan guards were saying that they were disoriented. People's ears were bleeding. People were vomiting, losing consciousness. You just couldn't be around it. You had to get away. Everybody's disoriented. And that's how our guys are able to just pop in and pop out like it's an afternoon tea. Hey, come on, president of another country. You're coming with us. Like, take down an entire another country's yeah. Like, it wasn't... There's videos of the operation. Like, it wasn't super violent. There's not guns or missiles blazing. They went in, speakers blazing, and just incapacitated everybody because nobody was expecting it. And,
bro, how nuts
and
is
we
that?
dipped with their president. And, like, that's categorical, man. You can Google that. Look that up. That is what happened. They used directed energy weapons. They used directed audio, to disorient and disrupt. That's direct energy weapon.
Yes, it is.
And it's like, I'm pretty sure it's very much frowned upon to use audio weapons on people.
Yeah. It's supposed to be massively frowned upon. There is, like, I made the joke about the Geneva Convention. I was gonna say, that is like a real thing.
Right.
Like, there are certain weapons that are not supposed to be used that we did know about back at the end of World War II. Like, they were experimenting on all sorts of shit back during World War II, man. They had crazy shit going on. That's when a lot of conspiracy theorists think that the UFO program started, was with the Nazis. I mean, they had technology that they knew should never be used because they used it in a limited capacity for this world war. And so they created a bill talking about how, like, certain poisons, certain gases, toxins, bio warfare, nuclear weapons, like, and then they really etched into the system there, like, humanitarian rights, like civilian rights. Like, you're not supposed to just carpet bomb an entire city. You're supposed to be more precision based. That's why so many people are upset with a certain nation nowadays, because they're being very indiscriminate with their tactics.
Right. So I had to look it up, but sonic weapons are not explicitly banned by the Geneva Convention. However, it is heavily considered under broader international laws as humanitarian principles as not so great. So human rights laws say that when used by police or military for crowd control, such as controversial deployments during protests in Serbia and Venezuela.
Yeah, Serbia, bro. Serbia.
Sound weapons are often challenged under international human rights frameworks, like the right to peaceful assembly, rather than the Geneva Convention. I can't say it properly.
Geneva.
But yeah, we wanted to talk about that. This protest in Serbia, which I don't know too much about, but it seems like they are protesting this gigantic company that's owned by I'm so bad with names. Jared Kushner. Yeah. And I was like, wow, what a crazy connection there. But I'll throw this video up right here. You'll see what's going on. Like, these people were protesting Kushner, apparently. I don't think so. They were protesting something else. But everybody parted like the Red Sea.
Yep.
And
all the protesters were pretty quiet too, man.
Right. It was like a peaceful protest. And everybody, again, is claiming auditory weapon. And so the president made a statement even that, I've heard weapons like that, and they're terrible, and I would never do such a thing, and I can't believe anybody would insinuate such a thing, basically. And he's like,
just full-blown denial.
No noises like that were heard during the protest. All right, guy. Well, you got thousands of people in the streets that say that they were. Yeah.
Ultrasound is below your threshold or above your threshold to hear. We have a certain bandwidth for hearing. So if you use a sound that is a sound, It's a vibration that is traveling through the air. That's what sound is. But it isn't perceptible by the human ear, then, I mean, right? Like, that's it. You can say, oh, nobody heard a sound because, yeah, you wouldn't hear it, but you would feel it.
Yep.
You would feel it and how it made you, your stomach absolutely flop on you.
Right.
And your skin starts to boil or crawl or itch. You get an overwhelming, impending doom sense that just rolls over your being. And you part like the Red Sea. That's what they did. They parted like the Red Sea all at once. And this is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people.
The fact that you had all those people move in the same way like shows you how directed it was. Like they weren't scattering. It wasn't like that noise was coming from anywhere. Like it was all coming from one area.
It was the center of the street.
Yeah. And they're like boom.
A beam just cut through the middle of the street, and whoever was in the beam said, "Get out of that." Parted like the Reds.
Somehow they knew exactly which way to go, but
you just run. You just run.
So you've got sonic, you've got microwave or radio, you've got lasers and plasma.
There's electromagnetic. I mean, that's what's going on with like the 5G, and it's all the same though, dude. These frequencies.
Good. I'm glad you brought that up because every release of radio to 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, every time a different capability is discovered and released, a new sickness breaks out.
Yeah, new flu season.
And that was another thing we didn't really touch on, is that like a lot of the symptoms with these frequencies, these direct energy weapons, are very similar to like flu-like symptoms. Things that we saw with the schmamdemic was that like you get congested, you lose your senses, flu-like symptoms. And you know, Trump's joking about 6G and what's going to be, or what you're going to be able to do with 6G, what you're going to be able to see with 6G.
Your body.
Yeah. But I'm more concerned about what kind of sicknesses are going to start rolling out when 6G is a thing.
Oh, it'll be another freaking COVID level schmamdemic.
Yeah.
Literally.
So be on the lookout for that. You know, I don't know how we fight against this. I don't know how we protect ourselves against this. Like
Paint your roof blue.
Paint your roof blue. Throw in a video right here.
Laser weapons can be programmed for different wavelengths. There was something blue they didn't want to burn.
Blue car did not burn in flames. Same as the blue umbrella.
The Maui fires is where that one came from.
Yeah.
Blue trash cans in the middle of the street where
cars are
melted into piles.
Yep.
Trees are burnt to a crisp, but this blue garbage can that's made of plastic survived. Houses with a blue roof, they didn't burn down, but the entire block surrounding them on all sides is leveled in ash.
For some reason, the lasers aren't hitting the blue. And there's even an audio clip. I don't know if it's real. It might be fake. I heard an audio clip of Biden saying like, "Oh, it wasn't burning the blue, so we got to fix that for next time," or something.
Yeah. Yes, bro. There was a clip that came out with him. It wasn't explicit about.
Yeah, he was like mumbling.
The exact thing.
He shouldn't have been saying it.
But he did say the blue and that it didn't burn and that we should fix that.
Yeah,
we should figure that out for next time.
Yeah.
And it's like, dog, come on now. Come on. You're telling me UN blue doesn't burn?
Right.
Everything else burns, but UN blue does not burn.
And take a little tour on Google Earth and go off into like some weird, crazy foreign regions of the world where you think people aren't living, and you'll find cities that are all like military and crazy other governments, and they all have blue roofs.
Yeah.
Like
China was a thing for a little bit there.
China's full of blue roofs. All these military complexes are full of blue roofs. Yo, if I have the money to build my own shit, I'm putting a blue roof on it. You know it.
I don't know, because you can burn blue.
It's gonna make you.
It's not that you can't burn.
No, I know
blue.
they'll have fixed it for the next time, like Biden said.
Yeah, it's literally the reason that it doesn't burn the blue is because they have it tuned that way. It's just tuned to that frequency to where it bounces off that spectrum.
But
because that's what color is. Color is vibration, dog.
Right.
It's all vibration.
Yeah, it's how light moves.
It's insane. So if it does not go into harmony, if it doesn't sync up with it,
that's another thing we didn't even talk about. You could affect somebody's vision. You can make somebody see shit.
Yep.
You could make somebody see shit nobody else is seeing. Because you could affect the visible spectrum.
Back when YouTube was really, really, really cool, and you still might be able to find this video, something tells me probably not. But I remember early in my journey, back in, holy crap, like we're talking a while ago now, but YouTube was badass. And I got into a Tesla like video thread, and it was him talking about scalar waves.
Yeah. And
I'm going to do this a massive disservice because I don't remember it fully, but I remember it being called scalar, and that scalar is it's referring to frequencies, pretty much like a antenna. It's like frequency based shit.
Yeah.
And it's a certain type of wave. And with scalar waves, you can pinpoint a place in space anywhere. It can have whatever going on. You could pinpoint the lithium inside of batteries, like cell phone batteries, and hit it with certain scalar waves, and it will make the battery explode. But at the same time, you could pinpoint the atmosphere and hit it with scalar waves and create plasma. You can create shields, is what this video series I was watching was claiming, with scalar waves. And the Philadelphia experiment, where the ship disappeared and came back, apparently that was attributed to testing scalar waves, because the phenomena that they were studying at the time was shields, explosions, because you could like make an explosion happen just like instantaneously just by hitting the same area with overwhelming frequency. It'll just make the air explode. And it's like, holy shit. But you could also mess with like time or visibility. You could render things invisible. You can obscure them from sight. You can make them quiet. You can make sound not work in a certain area. These were all different effects that were talked about, I think, by Tesla. I'm pretty sure Tesla was hot on this shit, and that's why all of his papers got taken.
Right.
Tesla was hot on the frequency wave, for lack of a better term, that was gonna roll over humanity.
And know that Tesla worked for Thomas Edison. Tesla and Thomas Edison regularly hung out with Einstein. Like, these people knew each other. There was a group called the Coffee Club or something like that. They would all go to this coffee shop, and it's like the greatest minds of the world and some of the most influential and powerful people of the world would go and have coffee and just talk, do exactly what we're saying they've been doing for all of time. Talk about how to run the world. Yeah. Talk about how the world's going to be in the future. Talk about the problems that are arising, how they're going to fix them, how they're going to exert their will over everybody so that they can get things done.
Yep.
The things that they need to get them done. And then what do you get but Tesla's fucking dead because all his shit he wanted for the people instead of the controllers. You get nuclear bombs out of Einstein. It's fucking gnarly shit.
You know what I've really been like, what the fuck about is the fact that during that time is when we had rock stars for like physicists and scientists. Like the way the world was moving at that point, it's like those guys defined everything we are using right now, and like they still do. It's like we haven't broke through.
What do you mean?
Since their lives, like Edison, Tesla.
Edison was a thief. He had a bunch of people working for him, and he just took all of their inventions.
What's his face?
Einstein.
Like during that time
was a
like,
small
that's
hat.
Where
Einstein's a small hat. He's not a rock star.
I mean,
he was a pervert. He slept with his underage niece.
I
think that was
Tesla,
Gandhi. Gandhi slept with his underage niece.
Tesla frickin' had a pigeon wife, but whatever. These guys is like shit that they wrote down and figured out. Their whole work is what has literally built the world around us. But we haven't changed since then.
What are
it's
you
literally
saying?
Like, but
people have created AI. People have created rockets that go into space. Like, if you want to,
off their shit though. There's been no public break past or beyond or like real building from that, like outside of that has been distinguishable in any way. And I don't think it's because there hasn't been things that have come around, like the free energy thing, like frickin' fusion, all of this other stuff.
What about computers?
The major breakthroughs, I think, are going to be frickin' computers were around for a while. Quite a while, right?
Yeah, but not back then. Like, they didn't have computing around Thomas Edison's time. So, somebody created computation. That's a kind of rock star move. And then they want to give the credit to, like, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs they give them the rock star credit and title, saying they created the modern day internet and computer.
Yeah.
And, they want to make rock stars.
Like,
yeah, I don't know what you're on about this tangent.
They have been.
I want to go back to how to protect yourselves from
stealing away patents and shit forever.
Yeah, they kill off the rock stars. Back in the 60s, there was a guy that figured out how to make a carburetor run for 70 miles to the gallon, and they killed him. You got the guy that figured out how to make an engine that runs on water. They killed him. People figure out 0 point energy. They kill him.
But all of that knowledge that they brought about was like given to the public. And like, yeah, we get the computers. Okay. But there's so much other technology that's not just being given to the public that would like change the public.
Yeah.
So back during their time, they were like, it was like rock star shit and it was happening in the world and it was like, it changed the world. Now, all of that technology, it's not like it hasn't been made. There's been shit that would revolutionize the planet, but it's not being given to us, but it's being hoarded by a certain sect, a certain wing of the thing. So it's like we're living in the early 1900s, truly, compared to people that are living in the 2000s right now. They have technology that is absolutely insane.
Well, it's like we're 2026. They're actually like 2035 to 2050.
They're like
certain, because they're compartmentalized and they're different groups. You got people like 5 years ahead, and you got people like 50 years ahead.
Yeah,
but
we're like fucking traveling the stars if the stars are real.
I wanted to get back because to protect yourself from it, I just wanted to mention that rich people, millionaires, people in the know, those with power and money and influence, they're completely decking out their houses to be safe zones from these things. Like, especially their bedrooms. I saw a full remodel for this millionaire, special insulation that blocks...
Yeah, like LED.
Yeah, that blocks Wi-Fi, blocks waves, frequencies, 5G, all of that. You're in the room, and he puts up a sensor, there's nothing. And as soon as you leave the room, you're getting hit and bombarded with all the shit.
Yep.
And then like little special boxes to put your phone in so that it's not beaming you when it's next to your bed. Like there are devices and ways. Be cognizant that everything in your house is emitting something, even if it's not designed to
electric.
affect you and hurt you. Even if these people aren't being malicious and trying to kill us, they are still emitting things, and they aren't good for your body. There is scientific proof that just your phone, like the inherent frequency, the 5G coming in and out of your phone, can give you cancer. And so if you're always on the phone, you're going to get a fucking tumor in your brain. If it's always in your pocket, you're going to get nut cancer. Like, that's the thing.
Even if you don't have frequency running through your phone, like from a cell service, when you get your phone, check out the warning label that comes with it. The warning book, actually. It's not just a label, like a regular label. It's a book that it tells you that putting the phone up to your head for a certain amount of time is dangerous and that it should not be done. And there are people that have had brain tumors and all sorts of things that can be fully attributed to those things, but nothing happens from it. And
just
they
think that
pretty much bury it.
That bad boy's in your pocket all the time. You go to bed, it's on your side table right next to your head while you sleep.
Yep.
The camera on the front of your phone takes a picture of your face every quarter of a second, every half a second. It's just bombarding you with, like, that picture sends out a signal, an ultraviolet or infrared light that then bounces off of you and reflects back. And it's doing something to you every single time. Like insects react to it, animals react to it. You can't react to it because you're numb to it, but your body's reacting to it.
Blue light from your phone, frickin' that'll affect your hormone levels and brain activity, and there's a lot of ways that we're being assaulted from.
You wear your earbuds in your ears all day. You know what gets me is the earbuds now. Everybody looks like Cybermen from Doctor Who. And I'm like, we're all just setting ourselves up to be Cybermen. We're gonna give away our autonomy and just go with the programming that comes through the earbuds.
I need to get frickin' wired headphones because I've been using bone conducting.
Yeah, you use the bone conductors and you just have them on all day, every day.
Yeah, for work. Yeah, it's all day at work.
But as always, guys, the ultimate protection is just going to be to go with God. You know, ultimately our flesh is just flesh, and, you know, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, I say. So if they want your flesh, if they want to kill you, let them. If they want to poison and torture you, let them. Like, there's not too much we can do about this one. It's kind of out of our fucking... Like, you can be cognizant to, like, keep the things away. You can turn off your Wi-Fi router at the end of the day when you're not using it, so you're not constantly beaming your whole house with Wi-Fi. You can keep your phone away from you while you sleep so you don't got the 5G right next to your head. But, like... I
would say if you wanted to be a true... patriot. Now, anybody who wants to be a true patriot should have a map of cell tower locations. And,
we don't condone any vandalism of any kind here.
And tower networks. And in any case,
so you know what's really terrible is
then you would know where to go to maybe help put the power back on. Wink, wink.
So you could turn the power back on.
That is the only real way to fight against a direct energy weapon, sophisticated network.
Those chavs over in the UK, they've been cutting down all their flock cams, all those public surveillance devices, spray painting them and shit. That's terrible. They shouldn't be doing that. I don't condone that. Nobody should be doing that.
Yeah, don't do it.
If you have a very unrestricted 5G tower in your neighborhood, don't do anything to it. I tell you, we don't support that here on Shepherd's Pie. Vandalism's against the law.
Very silly.
We need to build the infrastructure for the AI. We got to get it ready. We can't have people setting us back.
Our overlord is approaching, and I'm happy.
Well,
I know you're happy,
actually, I do think that Jesus Christ is approaching. I do think his time to come back could be sooner rather than later. I'm not a doomsayer, but I wouldn't be opposed to Jesus's return. Save us from all this nonsense. Because honestly, like I said, it's the only way. You know, give God your soul, and you'll be okay with whatever happens here in your physical life.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that might do it for us tonight, guys. We love you very much. I don't know.
We might have more. We might have more on it eventually, but this is just an overview, really, of.
At least now you know what we are saying.
This isn't a cartoon.
Yeah.
This is real life.
Now, when we say direct energy weapons willy-nilly, like crazy conspiracy theorists, at least we could direct you back to this so you know what we're talking about. You don't think we're just fucking crazy tinfoil hat people.
I mean, this is stuff you're going to be seeing a lot more.
A lot more. We just saw very recently a guy, the Secret Service, guarding Trump with a direct energy weapon rifle. He had a fucking Ghostbusters thing on his back.
It's an anti-drone rifle. That's what people are trying to say, because they're like, that's where people limit themselves, because when people are on the comment section saying, oh, it's a direct energy weapon, and then you get the nerds coming out of nowhere being like, oh, it's an anti-drone gun, though. It's like, okay, it's an anti-drone gun.
What is your munition?
A directed energy weapon.
Yeah. What is your ammo?
Frequency to jam their signals, because their signals are frequency based. Like the way that they move, the way they see, it's all frequency based. So if you have a frequency gun, you can affect them. Yeah. It's a direct energy weapon. Yeah. So the nerds tried to come out of left field to it bothered me, because I saw some shit on that. I'm like, guys, come on now. Seriously. It's still a direct energy weapon.
We're trying to get the world to fucking wake the fuck up, and y'all can't just keep being so damn stupid. The problem is people are so stupid. It's going to be a lot of bot traffic too. So
know that as well.
Yeah. Hey, if you're a bot, comment down below.
Give us a like.
Yeah. No,
give us a like and share us.
Yeah. No, we do love you guys. We appreciate any support. You know, we do need it. We're a growing podcast. So if you could share us around, like, follow, subscribe, all the platforms. We love you. We'll see you next time. Deuces.